Out the Box was birthed when I was working with former business partners. And we used to do brunches, we used to do live events, the whole shebang. And then after a while, I realized, we have different visions. So whatever I'm trying to do, why don't I just go off on my own and start building it? And now we're about like 3 brands in. We have the Ultiverse, we have Wine and R&B, Poetic Pulse, which we did February 20th. So everything's rocking. As much as I would like to be aware, there's a fine line between overexposure and protecting your peace. So I try to be as informed as I can and try to do what I can in my social circles and the communities and organizations I'm a part of.
Right.
And overall, if we do our part, that's how we can help on a bigger scale. Because as individuals, we can only do so much.
That's it. So that was the point that she was bringing up before, in terms of like that collective trauma. She's like, that's how you know that we've all been traumatized there in this shit because no one's talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's deep. That's deep. Wow.
Right.
It's mainly the non-vax that will really talk about it.
Right.
It puts us in a very interesting position.
Yo, fuck that.
We avoided that shit.
Yeah, and we're still good, breathing, living, laughing, enjoying life, right? Like, it's like, yo, you didn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so wild to me. It is so wild. And now kids are just being born today injected with that shit.
Yeah. And what's crazy, in my personal opinion, as the human race, we dropped the ball on that. Because in order for governments to run and for big corporations to make their money, we need to be a part of it.
So let's follow that money. Like, wasn't it like $300 billion since like the 60s? Something like that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, listen, Ego. I just wanted you to know. My voice is kind of raspy, but I've been sending missiles all over, doing what I need to do. Because anytime they always say someone's an anti-Semitic,
Right.
they're only referring to one specific group of people. Meanwhile, when it comes to Semites are any people that speak Semitic languages. So that's just more than Jewish people. In the journey, there's different things that makes us afraid. So I'm finally learning to let go of that fear and pursue everything that's meant for me.
Boom. So yeah. So yeah, we got JD in the crib. What's going on, my guy? How was the journey over here? It was good?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Just people can't drive in New York City.
That's what I know. Yo, I always ask every individual that comes here, how was your journey here? Because whether that be through transit, driving, walking, whatever the case might be, I'm sure they've probably seen some shit.
Yeah.
Or like have been through something. But yo, I really appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for having
we
me.
of course we met at one of your Out the Box productions, right? And talk to me a little bit more about that. Like, when was the birth of Out the Box?
Out the Box was birthed when I was working with former business partners. And we used to do brunches, we used to do live events, the whole shebang. And then after a while, I realized, we have different visions. So whatever I'm trying to do, why don't I just go off on my own and start building it? And now we're about like 3 brands in. We have the Ultiverse, we have Wine and R&B, Poetic Pulse, which we did February 20th. So everything's rocking.
Nice, and it's growing. It's evolving into many different sectors. I didn't even know you did poetry until I started going into more in your page, and like, all right, I was like, there's a lot more to this guy. Now, what was some of the downfalls or the reality spins that you've gone through when trying to develop something like this?
Man, nobody's perfect, but the one thing that I've learned is you need people that are aligned with the vision. First of all, whatever their personal goals in life, it kind of needs to like align with each other. Otherwise, they're not really gonna work, or they're not gonna, hold their end of the bargain. But reciprocity, that's a very important word that I've come to the realization that's necessary for any community to grow.
Break that down a little bit more.
When somebody is pouring into you, if you pour back into them, then there's much more that's going around. Like basically, I'll give an example, like with the Jewish community, the way they practice group economics. The dollar circulates in their neighborhood probably at least like, last time I checked it was 36 times. I could be wrong now. Y'all could fact check me on that. but it circulates a good amount before it leaves the area. So if you help me with what I got going on, I need to help you with what you got going on. That's reciprocity.
Yeah.
I may not necessarily be able to pay you, but I can offer you an opportunity.
Yeah.
And just how I can offer you an opportunity to put you in a better position, reciprocity would state that if you get into a better position, you can help me out. It's not mandatory, but at the same time, we keep it flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that people lack that sense of community in many different areas. And I think it's because of the constant distractions that are going on in society and the things that we have to deal with. The bills keep increasing. There's a lot of egos also, I feel like, that play a role into our communities and like how it affects us, how it affects our minds, how it affects like us working together and a lot of things, but I think that it is interesting though when you get people like yourself that say fuck that shit anyway and keep on doing it and like keep finding a way. I feel like that's what I'm doing with my podcast. I've been doing this for a long time, you know what I mean? Like this is gonna be my 159th podcast.
Oh wow.
And I've been doing it for like every week, like nonstop, like.
First off, shout out to you, brother, for the consistency.
Thank you, bro.
I know it wasn't easy. Matter of fact, quick question: how was your experience getting to this point?
Oh man, I feel like when I was hearing you speak with my homie Mark, I was like, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. I could tell because also been doing this for 3 years. Consistently. I feel like you've been doing your own thing for 3 years consistently as well. I've been doing my thing for 3 years consistently as well. We have that understanding. You're gonna go through so many ups and downs, but I think the best part about it is if you don't take yourself too seriously and you just enjoy the ride.
I like that.
Seriously, that's what I'm growing to understand more. Cause there's been times that I felt like, damn, like why doesn't this person share this shit? Like, or why doesn't this person just help? Or why, like I'm taking the time to do this for each and every individual because I see the bigger picture of it all. If we were to be all doing that, like how you just said, it would grow so much more and it would flourish and it would become what we all want it to become. Not just for me, but for you and for everybody else. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it too. But you go through the realities of it, right? And that's what I'm saying about the egos and about all these things, because it's like, yo, all that to me, I feel like is a waste of time. I'd rather just be working with the people that get it, and then just continue to work.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like if they don't have the spark, you can't motivate them.
Right.
Yeah,
this is gonna be right there.
Yeah, dead weight.
So and also you have Taste Radio, right?
Yeah, I am the operations person at Taste Radio. I work with my partner Reggie Hawkins. He's a veteran in the game. He's the mentors of Angela Yee, DJ Envy, a couple other individuals, Sway in the Morning. He's one of the reasons why Shade 45 exists. So overall, he's done a lot.
Wow. And what got you into that? Like, how did that even occur?
Ironically, networking.
Yeah?
Just like how you came to my event and met me. I used to be a partner at a studio in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And the owner, whenever he would shoot content, sometimes Reggie would show up and sometimes we'd go to Reggie's space. So that's how I made the connection. And overall, great minds think alike. So he's someone that's very big on learning. He's big on reciprocity. And he's very big on not hoarding information, basically sharing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because
like you said, if I'm doing all this for all these individuals, right, the least they can do is share.
Right.
Especially if you're not even charging them.
Right.
Exactly.
So seriously, it doesn't take much. But I guess, I don't know, I think I've constantly thought about this. The human mind is very finicky.
Yeah.
What we collectively pour our attention into generally sometimes isn't the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the dichotomy that we live. As much as we want to live good, we also love to see the bad. I think it's also part of our culture in America, around the world. If you look at what people would present to the public for satisfaction, whether that be cruelty, harm, war, destruction.
Yeah, and that's
like,
in abundance.
And in abundance. And I think now that we have social media, it's just amplified.
Yeah.
So, living in today's society, how do you feel in America? How do you feel as a grown adult living in America and New York? Because New York City is definitely different than, I guess, other parts of America, but...
The way I feel, it's very intriguing. It's a mix of emotions because being a minority, you understand very well, it's like the afflictions that we may experience, not everyone else in society may go through them. So I feel like right now it's like a tumultuous pot where stuff that other individuals have been saying for a long time, now other people are experiencing it. But then we're seeing that we're really about to go into World War III.
Right.
So it's just like, it's nothing new to me, but at the same time, it's like everything's being documented. So.
Do you like the color purple? Do you like the color purple? Do you like...
Oh, hey, how you guys doing? Didn't see you there. My name's Merciless. I'm a music producer, DJ, and sound engineer, representing the Boogie Down Bronx. If you need somebody that's going to help you take your career to the next level, I work with a wide variety of sounds, including rap, R&B, even heavy metal. So if you have a sound, you have an idea, or something you want to bring to life, I'm your guy. If you need a DJ, I am that. If you need a producer, I do that. If you need an engineer, I do that as well. And for the artists that want to be artists, you don't want to worry about your producer, all in the videos, all on the records, dancing. Come tap in with Merciless. And remember, the future is purple.
Do you like the color purple? Do you like the color purple? Do you like the color purple?
As much as I would like to be aware, there's a fine line between overexposure and protecting your peace. So I try to be as informed as I can and try to do what I can in my social circles and the communities and organizations I'm a part of.
Right.
And overall, if we do our part, that's how we can help on a bigger scale, because as individuals, we can only do so much. So I'm learning to not be overwhelmed while being able to hold space for the abundance of negativity that's going on. Because how can you stay informed?
Exactly. And then also, how can you make the right move? Because everything keeps on going. And if you think about it, if we're really going to be in World War III right now, well, there was World War I and there was World War II. So people have gone through this shit before. You know what I'm saying? Like, and with worse, with less. And worse conditions.
Yeah.
And societal differences on a higher scale. So I feel like we're living in, something's going to happen though.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of tension.
Yeah,
There's so many different sides. And I think we're blessed to live in New York, because in different parts like of the South or like different areas, it's just so different. Like you can't even speak the same way. You're gonna get shot. Like what? Like what?
We have a lot of freedoms over here.
You feel me? It's so different. You grew up here?
Yeah.
Where?
Born and raised Brooklyn, Flatbush. You already know, home of the best. But I'm in Queens now.
Yo, everyone from Brooklyn loves to like put a stamp on it, like forever. It's just like forever. Like they could be from Staten Island, but I'm from Brooklyn though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's true, because I've traveled the country for work, and over the last couple of years, when people would say, "Are you from New York?" instantly I'd be like, "I'm from Brooklyn."
Right, yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, that is New York."
But you know why that is, right?
I'll tell you.
But apparently that Brooklyn was its own city.
Oh yeah, it was.
So that's why I feel like y'all have a little bit more of like that. Like, nah, we are our own thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all wanted us.
Yeah, and Brooklyn, all boroughs in the city, we have great individuals from all walks of lives, from all demographics. It's just with Brooklyn specifically, I would say in like the last century, everyone's just been vocal. It doesn't matter like from what walk of life they are from Brooklyn. It's like they just always say like, I'm from Brooklyn. So maybe, like you said, it comes back from the fact that we used to be like our own city before we merged with the greater New York City area.
And the fact that it went through a giant transformation. I think Michael Che said one of the best jokes. He was like, I used to be scared of Brooklyn. And then white girls from San Francisco moved there like, Brooklyn's is mine's now.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. So, like, I think there's something to people wanting to claim being from a place, whether they're not really from the place, and it made it cool, and that's why mad people wanted to move to Brooklyn. Like, you're right, like everyone was like, "Yo, I'm in Brooklyn," da 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 da, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, "Yo, you just moved there, though."
Yeah.
That changed a lot of the things, right? You, but now you're in Queens.
Yeah.
We're in Queens.
Long Island City.
Okay. All right. And I see you right here.
Yeah, bougie
You
part,
know
you
what I'm
know?
saying? Hey.
That's so
That's what's up, yo. Hell yeah. I love Astoria, man. Astoria, like, Long Island City is cool, but, like, I don't know. Astoria, I feel like it still got some, like, old school element of New York.
Yeah, it's very rich in culture. There's I feel like Astoria is kind of like the United Nations because
They got everything.
You know, especially
Yeah.
when you go up the main avenues, like all the different storefronts, the restaurants, the markets. Is like it's very tight knit, very community oriented, and the real estate, the infrastructure here is very beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. And they were, like, especially down in Steinway, like, the businesses down there were the only ones that stayed open during the pandemic. Yeah, they were making money.
Oh wow!
They're like, nah, fuck that shit. We don't believe in that.
Hand over fist, though.
Did you did you take the shot? Did you inject? Did you do the injection?
No, nah, I managed to avoid it.
You said, fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
word. I want to remain a natural human.
Nah, word, me too. I didn't take that either. What was funny about it too, I was talking about it with the girl last on the podcast, Layla. Shout out Layla. Yo, it's interesting. I feel like, because I was working at UPS at the time, so I had to be outside, and I was working and interacting with people. I feel like I didn't have to be stuck inside and deal with that mass trauma I feel like people were dealing with, like in a psychosis or some shit, like where they became hyper dependent on the government and just feeding into the news, and I feel like it secluded everyone. But then at the same time, everyone was paying attention to their social media. Meanwhile, I'm outside looking at the real shit, at the real world. Motherfuckers just clapping when I'm going down the road because I'm giving come through with their packages and shit.
Essential worker.
Yo, not for real. But and I'm like, oh snap. I just noticed so many things during the pandemic that made me question the government even more. And I'm wondering, did you have the same sentiment?
Oh yeah, of course. Because like when you just look at the history of America, like the government is not completely evil, but at the same time, when it comes to the general populace, including everyone, it hasn't always been all inclusive. So the fact that all of a suddenly now they care about everybody's health and they want what's best for them, and then now that energy is gone, it's just like, to me, that was very telling.
Right.
It's just the sense that also, you know, just with being minorities, you know, the experiments that's happened to our people throughout like the last century or so, even in like the Caribbean islands when, you know, Americans have went over there. So I was just very skeptical, and it's just, besides them framing it to be a certain way, we don't know the side effects. And now everyone's quiet. It's like, remember, they were saying that all the issues came from the non-vax, and now everybody's tight-lipped.
Yeah.
Like nobody's talking about anything.
That's it. So that was the point that she was bringing up before, in terms of like that collective trauma. She's like, that's how you know that we've all been traumatized there in this shit because no one's talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's deep. That's deep. Wow.
Right.
It's mainly the non-vax that will really talk about it.
Right.
It puts us in a very interesting position.
Yo, nah, yo, fuck that.
We avoided that shit.
Yeah, and we're still good, breathing, living, laughing, enjoying life, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, yo, you didn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so wild to me. It is so wild. And now kids are just being born today injected with that shit.
Yeah. And what's crazy, in my personal opinion, as the human race, we dropped the ball on that. Because in order for governments to run and for big corporations to make their money, we need to be a part of it. So yes, it would have been challenging, would have been a struggle, but that would have been the time for us to pivot as community-oriented individuals. Instead, we were all out for self, and then they scared the fucking shit out of us.
Yeah, and then offered us $100.
Free food,
donuts.
Shit that they would never do.
Yeah,
where are all these free incentives
Right.
now for other stuff
Right.
or things of health?
Right.
That's why.
Made
like,
no sense.
You feel me?
That's
so
another
bothered
reason
by
why I
it,
was
bro.
like, yo, this is definitely not something I should be taking.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm feeling like every person that did take it got sick. Like bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
They're not really going to mention it, but then a lot of them, their immune systems have been compromised, in my personal opinion, because a lot of people I know who have it and who have the boosters, it's like they're not all of them, but a good amount, they get more sick than they typically would. But that's just the world we're in now.
That is the world we live in right now. Oh, yo, I don't want to transition too much, but I feel like the people should listen to your Trump impression.
Yeah, let me take some water.
That's the first time you sipped the water.
Man, because his voice is very interesting. Hopefully,
How long did
I'll
like
put too much
this?
thought into it.
At what point did that come about for you? Did you like, yo, let me try to get?
As crazy as it sounds, like the end of last year, because like to me, Trump is a comedian, right?
Yeah.
Many people will take offense to that. It's like I don't really feel personal about what he does because he's his own
who
person.
he is.
Yeah, he's who he is. So the fact that we have him in office, that shows that anybody could be president. One, because he's not a politician, so of course he has money, but nonetheless, it really shows that you don't need to be into politics. You just need to know how to navigate that realm, and you can make it. Of course, you need to be of the people, but
My conspiracy is that it was always going to be him. People are just. I think he was primed. I think he was primed up, positioned at a perfect time. But that's my conspiracy brain. I don't know shit.
I'm not against that. But I guess the way I look at it is they can choose anyone they want,
Right.
but for the conditions, he was the most ideal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the perfect timing too. I feel like what they do, the real people that are in charge, they're definitely Israeli. like they're just like conveniently working out the best individual for that time period to keep everything going. Because you know what's so funny about Republicans and Democrats? Like, they disagree about everything, right? But not about sending money to Israel.
That's
Yo,
the one thing they're in unison about.
that's the one thing that they're like, yo, nah, we gotta do this. Which I find very interesting, you know? Because, like, don't they say if you follow the money, something about following the money?
Yeah.
So let's follow that money. Like, wasn't it like $300 billion since, like, the 60s? Something like that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, listen, Ego. I just wanted you to know. My voice is kind of raspy, but I've been sending missiles all over, doing what I need to do. My fellow Americans, I'm here to inform you that we're here for better times, baby. You seen what I did to Venezuela? I took the president and his wife. They're my bitch. My pawn.
Yo, for
And
real.
now, we're just gonna get rich. Quite frankly, you're a great guy. I know you like money. Like me, I like money. Mandami, he likes money too, but snow removal, very terrible. I would have never done anything like that.
How do you feel about Mamdani?
Man, I just gotta wait and see how things are gonna play out with him.
Yeah.
Because, like with him, I look at him from a dichotomy perspective. He could be a bright light, or he could have his own agenda. I don't really know. But the fact that...
What gives you the impression that he might have his own agenda?
Just the fact that looking how, from a political perspective, how people can be so charged when it comes to things, an opportunist will capitalize on that, no matter what.
Very
So I'm
true.
not saying he is.
Right, but you don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anything negative to say about him besides like the snow removal efforts.
Right.
But like he's a breath of fresh air. He's very intelligent, very articulate. So it's nice to see, someone with that type of energy helping out New York. But I just feel that there's so much that he has to do. So even if he does good things, he's gonna be crucified a lot. But then once again, it's still super early.
Right.
So I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping he does good.
One thing that he did before even becoming mayor that I really appreciated the fact that he did, because nobody was talking about it for a very long time, was the whole situation with the taxi drivers and the medallions. Because
Oh, yeah.
remember back in the day, they like the taxi medallion was pretty much like a mortgage. Like they paid like $200,000 over a span of time that they put in money so that they could be a taxi driver in New York City. And then when Uber came, it was just like you didn't even need this shit anymore. And no one gave a fuck about like these people and like how much money they had to put into something that doesn't even exist anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like he actually did something about that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was able to get a grant or get funding for these people.
Now that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because
And that was before he was married.
and it took someone like him to do that.
Yeah,
Like-
and imagine nobody was talking about that shit really. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all these people would have been just like, imagine that was you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you spent your whole life fucking like putting money into this shit that doesn't even exist anymore because it got taken over by some company.
Yeah. Honestly, no. Thank you for making me aware of that. I was not informed.
Yeah, but it was pretty interesting to me because like it made me understand that he is out for the people. I think because who's gonna do that?
Yeah.
You know?
And like you said, he's out for the people. So with him being out for the people, he's doing stuff for everyone. But then whatever groups that he can help specifically, if it's within his power, he will. He's not being biased.
Right.
But with that being said, I feel like it's annoying that in City Hall, they just trying to keep up and bringing up things like in regards to the Jewish community, Jewish population, when it's just like he's for all New Yorkers.
Well, I think they're bringing that up because of the tension that's going on the opposite side of the world, right? So, like, I guess I understand the sentiment, but I also see how vivid it shows their control and power, that they're able to even do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because think about any other race that, you know what I mean? Like, we could say that about Haitians. We could say that about, like, you know, like, people that have been taken advantage of just because they moved to a certain area or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just about many different people. But it doesn't pop up for Asians. It doesn't pop up for Indians. It doesn't pop up for any of these other races, but it will pop up for them. I just think it shows their power, man. But I think it also shows their collective spirit. Because
I agree.
you know what I mean? Because it does show how they come together. And I don't want to be a hater. I'm not like an anti-Semite or anything like that, or whatever the fuck, however you say it, anti-Semite.
Yeah.
But I do witness things, and I don't think it's anti-Semitic to say what you're observing. You know, like I don't like. Let's be real about that. What the fuck? Like, I'm not saying I hate your people. Don't get that twisted. I do not. That's not what I'm saying. But I do see the control and power they have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And to build on that sentiment, I'm not anti-Semite either. But I do want to build on that word for a quick second, right? Because anytime they always say someone's an anti-Semitic,
Right.
they're only referring to one specific group of people. Meanwhile, when it comes to Semites are any people that speak Semitic languages. So that's just more than Jewish people. That's actually certain Arabs. We'll look up the exact definition so I don't botch it.
Yeah.
But when they talk about anti-Semitism, that's something that always bothers me because it's like there's so many other people that speak Semitic languages. So the definition of Semitic, right? It's an adjective. Relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, and you see all this Arabic hate, so that's actually anti-Semitism, but we ain't going. There's been anti-Semitism for Arabs since 9/11, but nobody talks about that. Like, you feel me? So
That's facts, yo. That is facts.
and it's also an Aramaic and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician, Akkadian, constituting of the main subgroup of Afro-Asiatic family.
So what you're seeing here in the breakdown of it all is that they just use it better.
Yeah.
You know, because like it's like the other people that technically could do the same thing at this point in time are not using it in the same influence. And it really shows. I think it shows a sense of their character because they're not gonna be going out there saying, "Oh, look at me, crying wolf."
Yeah, exactly. Real recognize real.
Wow.
And what's understood doesn't need to be said.
Yeah, in that essence though, right? Like it makes you think, cause everyone knows the whole how they call us goyim, you know, like the whole goy and all that. And I think that's so crazy that they're allowed to like, and I don't know if this is how real it is, but it's been said that they're like allowed to lie to us. You know, like they're allowed to like deceive us. You know what I mean? They're allowed to. I just think it's so wrong. How can you say you're God's chosen people, but then to not look at human the same way? And that's when I started thinking about religion so much more. Christianity, it does hold weight. I feel like it holds weight for the story it possessed. Because was Jesus religious?
No.
You know, but Christianity follows Jesus. But that's just a religion. Religion killed Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're thinking about all these factors, right? Like we're living in the existence of what could have been.
Mm-hmm.
And what could have been is just an example of what people choose to follow. Are you going to choose to follow this type of religion? Are you going to choose to follow this type of religion? And if you look deeper into these religions, sometimes people create their own subgenre of religion from that religion and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I don't like the way you praise God in this way, so I'm going to do it this way.
Right, exactly. And what I'm saying with all of this is, you know, Jesus didn't do that. You know, and I think that if people took the stories more ingrained into their own life, I feel like they would just try to find their own peace, try to find God within themselves, you know, and also see the very nature that they have within them to be enough.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I think what society tries to push at you is that you need this, you need this, you need that. But meanwhile, you grow up and you realize you can tell me if I'm wrong. The less, the better.
Yeah. Less is more.
Yeah, you know?
Mm-hmm. To build on what you're saying, right? In regards to Christ, like, I grew up in the Christian faith, though I would consider myself an omniist. An omniist is basically someone that believes in the all and believes that everything's connected. Once again, I could be botching it, so we'll have to fact check that. But in regards to Christ, right? The more I learned about him, the more intrigued I became. But then I couldn't understand the masses and their connection to him. Because just like how you're saying, you know, people find divinity within themselves, Christ actually said that right before he was crucified. Or right before the Romans arrested him. When they were basically arresting him, they were saying, we're not persecuting you for the works you've done. We're persecuting you because you're speaking blasphemy. So let's break that down. If they're not persecuting him for the works he did, they're acknowledging that he's been able to do miracles and all these other things. He's just saying, you can't be calling yourself the Son of God. What he responded to them is, even the least among you will done what I've done, if not even greater. And what do we see people now saying? They want to be like Christ, but they'll never be like Christ. So that's kind of oxymoronic. So in my opinion, Christ is a representative of a certain level of consciousness. And I feel throughout the history of humanity, there's been different figures sent from the creator. Because I believe there's a creator. You know, I don't feel personally if people don't subscribe to that, or, you know, if they're atheists, that's to each his own. But yeah, just in regards to Christ, the title of consciousness. So I feel that Christ is a consciousness. And I feel that there was different figures in history that were able to achieve that level of consciousness. For instance, Buddha being one of them, Christ being another one, Krishna. Because when you look at certain depictions of these figures in cultures and religions, they always have a golden halo around their head. And with esoteric studies and, you know, things in medieval times, they always coded things in the art. So even if they didn't write it out, it's always going to be encoded a certain way. So when you look at, in the Christian religion, the fact that we grew up in it, when they talk to saints, it doesn't matter what church you go to, most of the time, if they're in the stained glass or something, they'll always have, if it's the older stained glass and the older depictions, they'll always have some type of halo around their head. Not like the little circle one that we use in modern times. So just in my study of consciousness and esoteric studies, that always represents that you are like streaming divine consciousness. So I look at Christ and other individuals as people that were sent here to show us what we can evolve into, just like how you were saying. But just the way humans are, a lot of people have used that to their benefit to control people or to get what they wanted.
Right, exactly. But what they fail to realize is that that's doing the opposite in the end. Even if they get it in a short period of time, they won't fully grasp, I feel like, a life, you know? They wouldn't be genuinely happy.
Yeah.
You know Dante's Inferno? The book?
Yeah.
So I feel like generally these people, that's where they end up, you know, in one of these 9 circles. You
Ah,
know, like where it's depending on what they were obsessed with during their time of living, you know, if it's just to get more and more, you know, what they say about the greedies, that they would be doomed to live life in eternity, going up a mountain, pushing a boulder up a mountain, just out of their own ego because they want to continue to go up and up. Whether that be the case or not, I like the metaphor. You know what I'm saying? The metaphor is like it's never enough, bro. Like just chill.
Yeah.
Like climb up the mountain. You don't need to fucking let it go. You know what I mean? Like there's probably boulders up there. You know what I mean? Like
Not real.
you know what I'm saying?
For real.
But I think that there is a lot of childhood trauma that people all around the world have not dealt with.
Agreed.
And it just is a continuation. It just never stops.
Mm-hmm.
And it created what it is. Our leaders, all these public figures that we look up to, celebrities, etc. You know? Like sometimes the people that you look up to probably not the best people.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Like fuck with J. Cole, right? J. Cole was like no idols, you know? He was like on that wave, understanding like, man, fuck that shit's not worth it.
Yeah. And to build on that no idols concept, right? I feel like any person that has done great things and that has brought people together, they never wanted to be deified. They never wanted to be celebrated. But as humans, we just always end up making religions after them and always just end up, you know, revering them in a idealistic
Hive mind.
Yeah,
hive
really.
mind.
And I guess because as humans, right, we need purpose in life. So overall, people want something to believe in or want to believe that there's more to life than the mundane. But that is such a layered and loaded statement because even while people search for meaning, they still get caught up in the matrix, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like, we need to find purpose, and everyone's purpose will look different. But overall, if our purpose makes us a better person and we could enhance the quality of lives for others while doing that, I feel that's what greatness truly is.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I think that's the best thing that you can do because what you're creating is good memories. And within it all, you look at history, some of the best music, art, productions ever created was created through hardships and tough times. So you'd be surprised what this time will create.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
we on the right path, brother, right? 3 years in.
Nah, exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact. Not stopping too.
Yeah.
I really want to see this grow. I want to see yours grow. I want to see everything that you do grow. I want to see what we all do grow. It's just a matter of really refining, getting better, pushing it out. You know, I've also been making music for a long time. You know what I mean? Like for me, like that's kind of also what started this whole journey as well. Is I'm like, man, like why don't people just share? You know, like talk to each other about their journeys and all that. I wanted to get this on camera, you know, like and to have a space for not only me as an artist, but other artists that I have that I know to come on and we talk about how they feel in their life. Sometimes I feel like that everything is just too much content. Like this is content, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's a different type of content. It's a genuine conversation that I feel like people don't necessarily have outside of the spaces that they create.
Yeah.
You know, like and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But generally, I feel like it's just more so individual egotistical. Usually, like just like about me. I try make it about just society, the person, the journey. You know, like these things that I feel like many people in society could relate to and connect with. You know, like because I think that's mostly what I care about too. Like in general, that I find interesting. You know, society, the mentality, how people think. I feel like that's how we can all learn from each other too. You know. But I have a part in the podcast that I ask the individual, can you give me a question that I could bring out into society, and I go ask that question?
Yeah, wow, that's the first time I've been asked that. I think that's dope. That's literally like each one teach one, right?
Yeah.
So a question that I would have for society. Well, sorry, rephrase that again.
Yeah, just a question that I could bring out into society. Any question.
Any question. Let me think. Let me put my thinking cap on. That's something they taught me from elementary, right? No, weird word. So,
Got the SO YEA.
if you knew that fear is holding you back from your wildest dreams and from a life full of happiness, would you still be afraid?
Say it again.
If you knew that fear is holding you back from a life of happiness and a life of abundance, would you still be afraid?
If you knew fear was holding you back from your wildest dreams and a life full of happiness, would you let it stop you?
You know, I'm in that situation right now. You know, I have a lot of fear about a lot of things. Personal things, health, you know, money, you know, economy is getting better, thank God, because we have, which I think is a good president, but we're not getting into that. But fear is something that we have to learn how to control. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. It has to be a balance. Because if you were a person that did not have fear and was excellent, the most abundant person, like someone that's just always active, always, but with fear, there has to be love. You know, you have to feel love from places that take away the fear. Do you know what I'm saying?
But it's true, and it's hard to do.
I like that one. How about you?
Yeah, I like it too.
Would you still be afraid?
No, I would not be afraid. And the reason why I say that is...
Oh snap! I forgot that has the mic.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
You good?
Oh yeah, we can, if you want to redo that segment. But the reason why I can say no now is I'm literally no longer living in fear, and I'm following my dreams. But also with following your dreams, one thing I want to say to the audience is not everybody is going to be an entrepreneur outright. In order for you to be an entrepreneur, you need to be a hustler. And if you can't hustle, and I don't mean by illegal means, but you know, you gotta get it how you get it. But if you can't hustle, you need to be working for somebody that can pay you. Basically, you need a skill set. Because money does not grow on trees, and money isn't free.
Yep.
So a lot of people, they're afraid of just getting a better paying job. So it's just like, how can we tell people to chase their dreams if in the journey there's different things that makes us afraid? So I'm finally learning to let go of that fear and pursue everything that's meant for me.
Right.
Because if you miss 1,000% of the shots you don't
Yo,
take.
I love that, man. I feel like you and I are on a similar like mental wave path, like of how we're thinking about things. Because I'm on the same type of timing with that too. I'm at a point in my life where I feel like that is the most important thing. Everything else is distraction.
Yeah.
Just be appreciative and keep going. And if you see the opportunity, fucking take that shit. Because most 9 out of 10 people are not gonna take it.
Yeah.
They're just not paying attention, or I don't even know. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely right. I think it's just a matter of what you want to grab in this life, and not to be in a greedy way, but for your achievement into the whole grand big picture. Because if you think about it, if you're doing well, then you can have other people around you do well as well.
Yeah.
It's like, what if you're gonna be mooching off of other people or whatever the fuck, and always needing help and always needing, like, then how are you really helping? You know what I'm saying? You're not. And what people fail to realize also, I think, is that it having these jobs or going through these progressions in your life or trying to excel and trying to do better, it's only going to help build your character. So with whatever else that you're doing, you can incorporate that now with.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not something that you have to miss out on anymore. You know? So, yeah.
I see the brand.
You see it? No, that's awesome, man. So tell me more about what's like your next, like, 5 years looking like. What you want to do within the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, I would definitely like to take my brand and make it a national brand. We're gonna branch out into the music industry very soon. We're gonna be doing projects. We're gonna be doing tours, the whole shebang. So I just gotta lock in and focus. Also, in regards to my self-development brands, I'm going to fuse it with Out the Box, because Out the Box is literally thinking out the box. So it's a lifestyle. It's literally being resourceful when resources are not available. So I want to be able to present opportunities where I can educate people on, like, basically skills that are necessary for them to make not only a living for themselves, but that way they can have a competitive advantage in the workplace. So there's different people that, you know, I'm familiar with. I just need to start masterminding, start organizing and structuring things.
Okay.
And yeah, I'd like to travel the world in the next 5 years, meeting different individuals. And one little sidebar, right? You see how we're going into World War III? We're also in spiritual warfare. And with us being in spiritual warfare, I've realized that my mission now is to gather individuals, right? And why am I gathering them? Because it's a war of the arts. And why is it a war of the arts? It's a war of expression.
Right.
So the only way we can be our true selves is if we have the space to express that version of ourselves.
Yeah.
Of course, it takes time to cultivate it. But basically, this is me putting the Batman signal in the air. I'm looking for individuals just like you. It doesn't matter if you can sing, if you could dance, if you could write. If you're a good person and you want more out of life and you feel that, you know, that you're lacking, we gonna work. Because, you know, this is very important to me. This 5-year mission, it's really going to allow me to step into the life that was meant for me, not the life that was dictated for me or the other versions that people see for me. This is me and the Creator locking in and expressing myself to the highest possibility.
I like that you're speaking it into existence, right? That's what you gotta do also, and you're doing the work. So it's already part of the process, right? It's just a matter of finding the opportunities. And I feel like, what's that quote where it's like, you don't have to be ready if you're always ready? Something like that. Like, I feel like you're definitely that way. I forgot also, I also have a part on the podcast that I have the individual, you can sign your name on Esperanza the giraffe.
Oh, nice.
Either on the body or on the head, however you prefer.
That's cool.
But here you go, sir.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. You can put your name, you can do a quote, whatever you want.
I'll sign my full name. You know what's the crazy thing? As a kid, I used to tell myself when I learned how to write cursive, I need to master the signature because it's going to be $1 million one day. Still believe in that though.
That's it. Damn, that's a long ass last name.
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Doris Mon.
Yeah. What is that? French?
Yeah. So the way they would pronounce it is Douismont. Like, you know how they don't usually pronounce D's or T's and like just like any Latin language, like how certain stuff they don't use the endings of words.
Okay.
So growing up, I always hear Doris Man. And there's no A in my last name, but it's literally Doris Mon. Kind of like how Jamaicans would say it, Doris Mon.
Doris Mon.
Yeah, you know?
I have a theory that every word that ends with the T-I-O-N, if you say it in a Jamaican accent, it sounds amazing.
That's fine.
Activation. Vacation.
Anticipation.
Everything, bro. I'll tell you, it's just such a good word. It's one of those words. Now, one thing, what would you tell your younger self?
Man, there's a lot of things I'll tell my younger self. First, I would tell him, continue to be courageous. The world is a scary and terrifying place. So just make sure that you breathe, make sure you sleep well, make sure you eat well, and everything's gonna work out.
That's good, man. What's something that you would want to know from your future self?
That's a good question. I'm torn between that because as much as I want to know and as much as I feel it would make life easier, it's kind of like cheating. So I'm okay with hints and tips, but even in the hints and the tips, sometimes we look for the answer, but the hint is literally a hint. The tip is the tip, so.
Sometimes I feel like you get, Sometimes I feel like we get hints from life, though.
Yeah.
I feel like God gives us hints on something like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Or like, all right, that's the one. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever, you know?
Yeah. So what my future self would tell me, ironically, is this interaction we're having right now. So this is like the hint. This is the tip. Where by me being myself, by me going out there and building a community, a safe space where other like-minded individuals can come together, that's how I met you. And that's how now we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever we get the time this year, I'll have you on my podcast and interview you because I do artist interviews as well.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so-
I'll be down, bro.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, send me your music as well, bro.
Yeah,
like
man, come on.
there's levels to this stuff, but you see how this is like circling back to the beginning, how everything we're doing is to better ourselves and to better the people around us, and that's how we meet individuals like ourselves. The only way you can meet like-minded people, you have to be out there in the world networking.
Yeah, you gotta go out in the field, and also just be open. Just look at other people's pages. You know what I'm saying? Just check it out. You know what I mean? If you look at my page, you can see like you'll go down. You see my my music. You see a podcast that I've done for the longest time. Like, yo, bro, like I find it so weird sometimes. I find people, my own followers, don't really gravitate to my own shit. But then, like, let's say if I'll collab with somebody, other people will be like, oh my God, you're on a podcast, all this shit. Give me mad love to that person. I'm like, yo, why can't we just do this for me too, though? Like, you know what I mean? Let's incorporate this for everybody. Like, I don't know. People are weird with the shit sometimes. I feel like on social media and then like how you like versus how you see them in real life. You know what I mean? It's like, man, like you're not like this in real life or like whatever. Like it's not. Sometimes it's not like the same. But generally, I feel like you'll find the right people as time progresses, and it works out the way it works out.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And something that comes to mind, right? You know the topic of if you're successful, right? People say that you should stay in the hood, but they're like, why do people leave the hood or the area that they came from? One of the main reasons why is that it doesn't matter who the human is, you can only do so much in your community or in your immediate circumstance. Of course, you know, when you build it from scratch and you get the like-minded people, that's slightly different. But when you're already born into something, it's just like you're regular. So it's just like,
right.
you know, they're like, oh yeah, like he's into that. So it's like, why would they care?
Yeah.
Because like they know you and they're like, all right, cool, he's interested in this. Meanwhile,
Right.
someone from across the world can be going and struggling. It's like, yo, your story literally gave me the strength to go forward. And it's like, wow.
So random.
Like, you know,
It is random.
and it's just from you could be in your environment being stressed out from family or life situations and like it resonates with them and it gives you purpose. So I feel in order for us to become the people we need to be, there's nothing wrong with building in your community, but you're gonna have to leave for a certain point in time, do things in the world and then come back. And then they can appreciate your value because
Very
you were there the whole time, they didn't care. It's once you left, they realized how much of an impact you had, how much you contributed.
That's so true. It's always like that. You don't know what you got until it's gone.
Real shit.
Nah, that's why I always tell motherfuckers that I appreciate them in the moment that I see them and I see them. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you
Thank
too, brother.
Yeah, sir. Thank you for coming through, man. What is something that you can tell to the people watching now to help them keep going in their own life?
Something that will help you stay focused and help you stay motivated is that everything that you experience in life is for your betterment. As crazy and as cliche as it sounds, certain negative situations, or situations that we perceive negatively, this is what pushed us in a direction to a blessing. So I feel as long as you can maintain a positive mindset and know that everything in life is happening for you, things won't be as negative as they seem. So I'm a believer in pronoia. Pronoia is basically the belief that everything works out for your benefit.
Pronoia?
The opposite of paranoia.
Oh, I like that. Pronoia. Everything works out in your benefit. I feel like if you are moving in a certain way, though, because everything, if you're moving in a malicious, vindictive way, it doesn't. You know, like I think you have to move with a certain level of respect, and then things would work. You know, because it reminds me one time when I was meditating, I was climbing up a mountain, and I was my first time having an out of body experience. It was kind of crazy, but everything going up this mountain, I felt like I had to respect. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a lot in life.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, respect your neighbor, respect people around you, you know what I mean? You never know who's about to crack, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can say the wrong thing to a motherfucker, they end up killing you, you know what I mean? Over the dumbest shit. I'm like, fuck, now I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I said you fucking should have moved or whatever the fucking case might have been, you know what I mean? People are crazy, bro.
Very.
And I just think that a lot of times it's not even worth it. Even if you win, okay, now you win, and then okay, now you just hurt somebody else. Congratulations. Now, you know what I mean? Like, what does that do? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't do anything. I think we're living in a time that's definitely gonna test a lot of people's spirits.
Yeah.
And their boundaries to see how far they're willing to go for their family, for their people, for their society.
Yeah.
You know? It's kind of tricky times.
Very. I'm being tested right now. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are, but.
Right. Well, do you find yourself like you want to stay in New York, or are you gonna want to like move? How do you feel?
During the pandemic, I wanted out of here so badly, and I was able to be out of here. I lived in Philly, or like the Philly metro area, for about close to a year. I was in Virginia for a year. I was in Cali for like 3 months. I was in Florida for like a month. So for work, I was able to travel, be in different places. The money I was making was great, so the cost of living was pretty much cheap out there, but it's boring when you're by yourself. That's one. And two, as I would like to call these cities, different energy centers, I picked up on different things. I was able to interact with the people, and I was able to come back with like a new perspective. Sort of like, as much as I wanted to leave New York, I can't leave New York until I accomplish certain things. So if I didn't travel the country, I would have never came up with Out the Box. So like literally everything happens for a reason.
Right. Absolutely. And New York is great, right?
Yeah.
It's really not.
Well, I mean, there's BS, but yeah, it is great. Yeah. It's one of the best places in the world, honestly.
It is. You go anywhere else, it could be kind of boring.
Yeah.
You always got a deli open. You know, there's always a lot of things that are nice about New York City.
Yeah. And speaking of poverty, right? Poverty is not a fun experience. But anyone that's in poverty in New York City, it's not poverty compared to other places in the country, bro. Like, we're in such a small concentrated bubble, and we're in the proximity of so many people that, like, homeless people don't necessarily starve. Like, there's so many different services. There's, like, you know, there's
ways for them to get
like,
by.
you know, meanwhile out there, and with me traveling the country, when I seen the poverty out there, I was like, shit.
Different.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. So it just really put things into perspective where I'm like, you know, people aren't aware of their situations or how good they may have it compared to other people.
Absolutely.
Which is why I try not to complain as much, you know?
It's only noticeable when you go outside of this bubble. Right? Because people that don't leave, they'll never know.
Yeah.
Some people never leave their neighborhood.
Exactly.
You know? But that's dope, man. I feel like I'm definitely gonna have you back on the podcast. I feel like we're gonna talk about mad shit.
Oh yeah, we will.
Let me know if you have some like dope individuals for sure that would want to be on the podcast. I could definitely have them on. But before we go, do you have any questions for me?
What is your motivating factor to be consistent?
Yo, it's like my spirit, bro. Like who I am as a person. Like with everything that I do, I'm very consistent with everything that I do. I'm like kind of like a maniac when it comes to it. Like I have to get it done. It's not even I don't even like to procrastinate. I'm always weeks ahead of myself. I'm always like just like ADD, I guess. I love it. I love what I do. You know, I love making music. I love doing this podcast. I get to learn from individuals, and I feel like I incorporate that in my music. I get to grow more as an artist. I feel like there's always more to learn, and I am always gonna be a student. You know, so that's how I look at it.
I love it.
Thank you, brother, and thank you for coming by again, man. Thanks so much. Where can the people find you?
You guys can find me at Instagram at jdtheplug_22. And you can find Out the Box at Out the Box Series, all one word, on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, I believe. TikTok as well. We're everywhere.
So yeah, thank you, man.
It's a pleasure,
Hey, that was a good one. So yeah.
I can't trust no switching roadie. I be on my grown thing. Keep on moving, time be skipping, phone and going home. Same process, trust the progress. I be knowing where it's home, man. Free me, feel me, see